I was just walking over to we've got two sites, Greyfriars and Maison Dieu, which is by the car park and tea shop, and I just caught Uncle Phil here staring at this wall, and it was such a weird, strange sight to see him just staring at a wall first thing in the morning, kind of zen-like moment. I had to stop and ask him, what are you doing staring at this wall?
And the answer is playing Spot the Refit.
Right.
Now, this is not yet an Olympic sport, but it can become very...
Has potential.
It can become very competitive amongst anally retentive flint specialists like myself.
Explain.
The rules are very simple. You look at the wall, in fact you stare at the wall aimlessly for hours, right. And what you try and do is you try and find two pieces of flint which have been split from the same piece. So you've got one piece of flint, split it in half, and those two bits have been incorporated in the wall. And so what you have to do is try and see the two bits and mentally join them back together. Now you know the rules, you can play.
I was slightly worried about this. Right, okay, well look, I'm going to go for two. I'm going to go for two that are the same size, because I hope that's easier, and it'll probably be a disastrous mistake. But anyway, we'll go now. Wait a minute. I quite fancy, there's two there that are a similar size and two there. Can you see those, Caitlin? There's two bits of flint. Now, what I'm expecting is that that's got to kind of fit in that and that's going to fit in that. I don't see that fracture fitting on that one, so I'm not sure I believe that.
There we go, you see, it mitigates against your choice.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't I wasn't a determined choice, but you show us
what you see when you come back in this general direction.
Yes.
And you have to...
This wall's just stuffed full of flint.
Yeah, I know, but there are refits. There are refits.
And you're going to point one out.
I'm going to, if I can find...
Didn't you get a sort of thrill when you...
Oh, absolutely. There it is.
How about that one, Phil, there? That one there and that one?
Nope.
No. Because,
try again.
Because that shape doesn't...
Try again. Yeah. That's these brown ones. There might be some in amongst these brown ones, but they're the very devil.
Will you pick one out to us that you feel is kosher?
Well, I'm looking at it.
It's not exactly a spectator sport.
No, I'm looking at it. No, there's the biggest
concentration.
Clue. I'm looking at it.
You have to sort of defocus your eyes and go into a sort of zen.
Tim, I'm looking at it.
All right, okay. Oh, you're looking at it.
Yes, I'm looking at it. Is that the biggest clue you can give?
Those two.
No.
Oh, sodding hell. Right. Okay. How about those two?
Yes!
Yes!
You see? Look, you see that little browny bit there?
Yes.
Matches up with that little browny bit up there.
Yeah.
And that white bit along there is that white bit along there.
And these two are almost like a piece of brie cheese with the cortex.
Yeah, that's the cortex, you see.
Yeah.
So what they've done there is those two bits of flint, and they've split them, they put that bit in there and they put back in there. And the game is to refit them. We've done it, you see. And now you know how the rules are played.
And is that the sign of a good workman? He's used one piece of fabric, to make... He's using his stuff carefully.
Well, I mean, it's sort of opportunism, really. If you happen to take a big enough piece and you chop it in half, and you think, well, I can get it in there, then that's it. But yes, great satisfaction.
And you can stare at a wall like this for a long...
hours. Hours, absolutely hours. It's not 45 minutes each way, It's like you just keep going.
I'm going to leave you to stare at the wall further.